Dido's response to Ilioneus' speech, Aeneid, Book 1, lines 561 to 578. We begin here with a breviter, which I think is a little bit of a nod or a dig at Ilioneus, who just went on for 40 lines with his plea for help, and Dido briefly addresses him. She's demissa vultum, downcast or looking down in her face. Now, that could be either literally she's looking down, or she could also be distressed. Vultum here is an accusative. It's something called an accusative of respect. It's something that Virgil is just stealing right out from Greek grammar. Don't worry about it. But either way, then briefly, Dido, downcast in her face, addresses him with them. Solvete cordem autum. Now, solvete means untie, undo. And even though in English we might say untie something from your heart, untie your heart from fear, here Virgil switches that around. The ablative of specification actually goes with corde, heart. So undo fear from your heart, Trojans. Secludite, second imperative. Undo or release your woes. Put away your woes, your concerns, curas. The res dura, the difficult situation, and the newness of reigning, newness of the kingdom. Now, the dura res could refer to all of her brother Pygmalion's actions back in Tyre, killing her husband, trying to seize her power on his own behalf. It could also refer to the not so friendly local tribes who are trying to get their hands on her power and money. Novitas regni, the newness of the kingdom. The city is just being built right now. So those two things, cogunt me, force me, cogo plus infinitive members force someone to do something. Force me to undertake, mulere, to endeavor, to undertake, to build, talea, such things, meaning her defenses. And tuere can mean to watch, but it can also mean to guard or protect, like watch out for. And to watch out for, guard, the fines, the boundaries, the territory, either is fine, widely, custode, ablative of means, with a guard. Now, with this nesciat here as a main verb and the question words quis, anaphora, we have a deliberative question. Who is unaware of, who does not know the race of Aeneas, the people of Aeneas? Now, Aeneidum here is a patronymic. We've seen that before. Who is unaware of the city of Troy? Virtutes virosque, both its courage and men. Now, those two words together can be taken as a hendiades, the courage of its men, its courageous men. There's fine. Or the fires of so great a war. You could take those virtutes virosque with the incendia, tanti belli is a kind of a synthesis. Non obtunsa adeo gestamos. Here, this is a bit idiomatic here. Gestare is actually the requentative of gero, gerere. So we, poeni here, refers to the Carthaginians. It's where we get the word Punic from. But you can also see how it's related to the word Phoeniki, as in the Phoenicians, which is what Carthage is a settlement of originally. So we Phoenicians do not bear such dull hearts. We do not wear, we do not carry in our chests such dull hearts or chests. That's fine. Nor does the sun join its horses so opposite from the city of Tyre. That is a long idiomatic way of saying that even in Tyre, we're not so far off the map that we don't know about the Trojans. Or literally, we are not so far off that we don't see the sun crossing overhead. We are not where the sun don't shine. Aversus sol, Tyria, urbe, synthesis is interlocking word order. ABA, BAB, interlocking word order. Siue is setting up a whether or with this optatis, your main verb. Whether you, vos, want, optatis, choose, Magnum Hesperium, Greater Hesperia, aka Southern Italy, and the plowable fields of Saturn. Now, Saturn, the god for the Romans, was a god of agriculture. Very little overlap mythologically with Kronos, Zeus's father, who was much more bloodthirsty. So again, whether you choose Magna Hesperia, Great Hesperia, and the plowable fields, Arwa of Saturn, or the territory of Eryx and King Acestes, aka Sicily, where they had previously been before they got blown off course. Two main verbs here, both future tense. I will send you, plural, safe, away, auxilio, with help. That I would take as an ablative of manner. It's how she's going to do it, not what she's going to use to do it. Again, I will send you away safe, or I will send you safely is another less literal way of translating that, with help. And I will help you, this here is an ablative of means, with resources. Wultes here from wola wele, to want. And here she's offering him another option. You can go off and sail, as you were suggesting. Or do you want Wultes, and again she's talking you plural to all the men, to considerare, to settle, to sit, literally, with me, his regnis, in this kingdom. Pariter here, very important word, equally. She is offering these men an opportunity to settle with the Carthaginians on equal terms. The urbem quam statuo, quam here introducing a relative clause with urbem as its antecedent. The city which I establish is yours. Subducite, this is the verb he had asked for earlier. She is now giving the command, beach your ships. Tros Tyriusque, Trojan, and Tyrian, agetur, will be led, future passive indicative, or probably more appropriately, will be considered, will be held by me. Mihi, dative of agent. We're used to ablatives of agent, but in poetry, the dative of agent shows up to avoid certain metrical difficulties. Trojan and Tyrian will be considered by me, Mihi, with no distinction. Ablative of manner. So even though they're brand new, just showing up, they will be considered equals to the people she brought with her all the way from Tyre. And utinam here with this equivalent of an imperfect subjunctive, ad fore, we see it often as an equivalent form of ad esset, the imperfect subjunctive, if only the king himself, who had been driven by the same notus wind, remember, eo dem is just id with the dem suffix, changing its meaning to the same. By the same notus wind, Aeneas were present. Remember, he actually is present. They just can't see him because he's in his cloud of invisibility. Indeed, Dimittam. Now, I've marked this with a solid line as a future because, again, she's repeating the dimittam we saw back here in line 571. You can, however, take it as a present subjunctive if you so desire with a hortatory subjunctive. I will send, or let me send, others fine, through the shores, kertos, certain trusty men. Trusty men, others fine. And I will order them understood. Lustrare, really weird use of the verb here. Usually this means like to purify, ritually purify here, but probably here it's closer, look closely at, examine, search for. The outer limits, the extrema, genitive of Libya. After si nisi nomine, ali takes a holiday, and so this quibus is actually ali quibus. If in some forest or city he is wandering, having been cast out. Again, that could be either some of her people or some of the locals. If Aeneas is anywhere to be found, she will send out kertos, trusty men, to find him.